Hello. It's the final day of GauntletCon 2018. I think everyone is a little bit tired, but we're still up to kill aliens. We are playing 316 Carnage Amongst the Stars by Gregor Hutton. We are in Echo Sector, and today we are going to be clearing Cézanne, a strange planet on the edge of the sector. Let's say that at the moment, the Atlas, which is the giant warship that carries almost the entire brigade, is approaching the planet after dropping out of hyperspace. And I think everyone has been ordered to do physical training because that was something that got left behind on the deck at the last planet, and some people think that caused some undue losses. So I want to get a sense from everyone what their characters are doing, during this physical training. Are they in the gym? Are they running? Or are they avoiding it? So let's start with Christine. Let's hear a brief introduction of Cable, Corporal Cable, and what they are doing during the physical training.
Enjoying it and enjoying watching the runts who clearly are not able to bench press twice their own weight, and just laughing at them. Like, yeah. I mean, come on, guys. Seriously, this is just it's just so simple. All you got to do, it's really physical. You don't need to think about it. Yeah, actually, that's completely right. Cable doesn't need to think. Wow. Okay, yeah, that was an existential moment for Cable. Philosophical as ever. Enjoying the physical education. Yeah.
And everyone else in the squad enjoys it when Cable doesn't think either, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, let's hear about the newly promoted Captain Beatty.
Since the captain has been newly promoted, like I said, I think the officers get they have to maintain physical conditioning, but I think once you hit captain, you get to go to the basically the officers' gym. Like, they have a separate gym. And rather than like running laps and doing push-ups and stuff, it's the thing where like they put the electrodes on your muscles and give you biofeedback, right? Like so you just kind of sit in the chair and your muscles get worked by the electrostimulation going through them. So I'm like sitting in a kind of like a modified crash couch, and I've got, diodes all up and down my biceps and on my pecs and all this kind of stuff and everything, and like tapped into my legs and everything. And so I am actually, I'm the report from you know what I'm doing? I am reading the report on the incident of the troopers who turned traitor. And it's like 15% less redacted now that I'm a captain, right? So I'm like rereading it to get the bits that were blacked out before, when I was reading it. So when I was just a lieutenant. So I am reading up to specifically kind of to look for information about warning signs and what to look out for and stuff like that. So I'm kind of catching up on the bits and pieces I can pick up on now that I'm a different now that I've kind of ranked up to the point where I'm starting to get let in on like platoon sensitive information and stuff like that. But yeah, cool. But just sitting in like while everybody else is like humping and sweating and like the rookies are throwing up and stuff like this and everything, I'm just sitting in a bed and you can just see my muscles twitching as as I enjoy the perks of being an officer.
Okay. And Pavel, let's hear about Sergeant Drake.
So Sergeant Drake, after I'm not sure, was he promoted or do we say that he just arrived from a different company?
I think that's completely up to you. I mean, do you want to have been part of this crew that's a bit tight knit, or do you want to be someone who's been parachuted in from some other company because maybe the losses have been high or something?
Yeah. I think I was assigned here after my last platoon got wiped out. But maybe we can. Yeah. So he just trying to get his bearings, and because he's the sergeant with the youngest amount of time he spent in this company. So he got all the troopers to train. So he's now doing like the drill sergeant, and they're running around the gym, singing the song, and he's like really like by the book, giving everyone some exercise, and he knows his limitations. He knows that he isn't like the best fit, so he just shows the exercise and then just brutally pushes the troopers to go through. But doesn't really go through himself because it's not that he isn't fit. He's that just his mind is more powerful than his body.
Cool.
So he probably like took all the troopers from the second squad and our squad, and are just like running with them around the gym.
And when you said your previous platoon was completely wiped out, were there any other survivors, or was it a complete massacre?
If I was the only one, I would probably get executed because maybe I was a traitor or something else. So there were like couple of us left, probably like maybe a new breed of aliens or has arrived on some planet and wiped us out. So there were a couple of survivors.
Now, a couple of planets ago, there was an incident where there was some corrupt troopers, a whole division turned traitor. There was some alien infection involved, but there was also some people from a different brigade. Maybe there was a lot of losses in that. That could explain it. If you were to run into a trooper from your platoon who's been, sent to a different company entirely, let's call this guy Trooper Cogs. What does Cogs think of you and your role in getting all of your people killed?
Can you like rephrase the question? What does he think about me?
So basically, I'm wondering what you think your reputation is amongst the troopers who did survive the massacre.
I think they could perceive Drake as a little bit of a coward because he was maybe like trying to call the evac a little bit too early, but it got cancelled and we were ordered to push through. So maybe he was actually like, he has a reputation of being like, they wouldn't call him coward, but I don't know, troopers would say, oh, he just like thinks too much. But man, if this like evac came when he said, like 10 more men would have been alive. So I think he has a reputation of like overthinking stuff.
Okay, yeah, cool. So I think this guy Cogs is doing PT as well, and he passes you, and he sees that you're kind of like you described, you're kind of hanging back and just pushing them. And he makes to say something that you hanging back as usual, but then he just kind of gives you a thumbs up and keeps running.
Yes, cops, keep the stuff to yourself and keep singing.
Okay. So let's go to So yeah, you're a captain now, BD. So you're going to be giving the briefing. So I think you got to have a pre-briefing where you find out what the general story is on the planet, and I think that might be important enough to get called up to the bridge where the brigadier is. So the brigadier is, I think, as we previously described. Previously, he was kind of a grandfather figure to the brigade, kind of quite happy-go-lucky, very good for morale. But since the incident on Whistler, where he came within a hair's breadth of getting killed by one of his own people, he's turned into very much by the book. Captain, congratulations on your promotion.
Sir, thank you, sir.
I would like to say, with the utmost of respect to our people, that I have not been happy with the scouting that the company has been doing recently, that the scouting company in your battalion has been doing recently, and I really want to reach out to you and see if you'd be up for undertaking that initial mission yourself.
Sir, absolutely, sir. I await your orders.
Okay, well, here we are. This is Cézanne. The probes have come back with some interesting information. It looks like even more of a shithole than the last place. So it kind of looks like a dried up temperate world, one that maybe had a lot of seas and lakes previously. But now that's just dried up and has turned into either dried riverbeds, dried lake beds, or just kind of the mountainous crags of the ocean floor.
And I say, and I kind of nod and say, if we didn't expect to be wading through shit, we wouldn't be wearing boots, sir.
Good one. I must use that in the mess later tonight. So what the probe tells us is two things that are going to be important to you. One is the atmosphere is poisonous. So, keep that visor discipline high.
Lids down, yes, sir.
Yeah. And the second thing is there's a point of interest in this area, and he kind of points at the holo map. Pro picked up something here. Looks to be interesting. I think if you have any kind of if you can come back to me with any kind of information on what it is, it's the only structure of note that we have spotted.
Will Spec Ops assets be inserted with us, sir, or is this reconnaissance?
This is reconnaissance. I didn't hear anything from the Special Studies group today. The less I hear from them, the better, in my opinion.
Like tiny little bit of a corner of my mouth turns up, like indicating I agree, but I'm not supposed to say anything. So
yeah, okay. The brigadier can get away with saying that kind of shit.
Exactly. But, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I guess he gives you the package to allow you to brief your company, right, and then dismisses you.
Okay.
Yeah. Back in kind of quarters or wherever, I want to know what Cable and Drake are up to, and also get a sense for what kind of rumors you have been hearing about this planet. There's always rumors, sometimes accurate, sometimes bizarrely wrong. Cable, what are you up to, and what have you heard?
It's going to come as a surprise to everybody. I'm cleaning my guns. But yeah, so the main thing that Cable is up to is prepping weapons. Rumors are that the natives are blue-skinned and that they have antennae that come out of their heads, which work independently. It's kind of a little bit more like the tick than Yeah, because I've seen that recently. It was a lot of fun. So those kind of aliens. Not sure if those rumors are true, but if they are, I wouldn't mind a blue wall hanging. You know, could be useful. It just, actually, no, wouldn't be useful. It'd be just cool. I wouldn't mind one of them.
Okay. What about Drake? What is Drake up to, and what has he heard?
I think that that Drake is like trying to read up the information that he can about the soldiers that are going to accompany him, about their like speciality, so that he knows how to position them, and yeah, and I think he's like making sure that his machine gun is like top notch. So like at one side like tweaking the machine gun, and on the other side like reading some manuals and some like tactical guides. Maybe like browsing the military tube where there are some movies about how to position troopers into correct position. And what he heard is that the aliens can jump, and that's what had the troopers scared, because because they have such a large range, so that because they can jump. But for him, like, nah, he haven't yet fought aliens that can jump. Probably some bullshit.
Plus, jumping aliens are easy to shoot, right? They're just going in a nice, predictable arc, right? That's
exactly.
That's easy to shoot, right? Okay. So yeah, I guess the captain comes back, and do you bring together the whole company in one go, or do you like brief down?
I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. So I've got a bunch of lieutenants under my command, right? So I'm gonna distribute the. I'm gonna do a pep talk briefing, and then do the kind of like, you've all got your orders, go out kind of thing. I gather everyone together. Captain on deck, come in. Everybody's gathered in the in that, like, I think you described like a kind of an amphitheater kind of thing where we all gather to get our missions and stuff like that. Although I guess the whole company, I would need. Can I still do that? And we've got a big enough auditorium to do that on the
usual briefings are company level.
Okay, cool.
So that's like 90 or 100 people in a room.
At ease. At 1200 hours, we're going to disembark for planet. What's the player? What's the name of it?
It is Cézanne.
Cézanne. 1200 hours, we're going to disembark for planet Cézanne. This is going to be a reconnaissance mission with the goal, and I've got my little clicker with me, and I click the screen, and there's the aerial shot of that facility. The goal in mind is to survey, penetrate, and bring back any intelligence we can gather from this facility right here. As always, we do. We're going to be fully prepared for encounter with the enemy. For those of you who were awake during chemistry, I flicked the next slide, and it has like the composition of the atmosphere. For those of you who are awake during chemistry, you'll recognize what that means. For those of you who weren't, of the five components of the atmosphere listed there, only the bottom one is not poisonous to human life. Therefore, this is a mission where we're going to have total and complete visor discipline. Lids down on this one, everyone. Understand, if you lift it up for even a second, you're going to get a lungful of something that is going to have you in sickbay for 6 months. And if you get more than one lungful of it, we're going to be sending you back up in a body slug. Can I get a yes, sir, for that?
Sir, yes, sir.
And I get presumably the whole room gives me a yes, sir, on that.
I think a fair amount of troopers start smoking right now because they know they're not going to be smoking.
And I kind of I kind of nod like, yes, that is the sensible thing to do. Like, I don't say anything about it, but I'm like, yep. But I give a nod when that happens. Lieutenants, I've got your briefing packets here. I will be on planet with you in command of inserted with 3rd Squad. Any requests for additional information can be directed to your platoon leaders. We've got 30 minutes. Dismissed.
Here's a logistical question for you.
Sure.
Are you going to drop down in the drop pods? Or are you going to land the drop ship and drive off in the APC?
We're going to land the drop ship and drive off in the APC.
Okay. Because the APC won't unfortunately fit in the drop pods, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, we're gonna and so in that intervening 30 minutes, I'm gonna find Cable. Corporal.
Sir?
Have you been studying, Corporal?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm counting on you to pass that test because, of course, your performance is going to reflect on me and the rest of the squad. So if you need any additional study time or pointers, you know what my available office hours are.
You got an office, sir?
And I kind of cock my head and I say, yes, Corporal, I do. So you've never let me down in the field. I expect that you're not going to let me down topside either.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Nod and leave him there. I'm mulling that over. And then I'm going to go find Drake. What are you up to, Drake? In the half hour before we gotta suit up and drop.
I suppose Drake is trying to argue with the what is the guy that issues equipment?
The quartermaster.
Yeah, I suppose Drake is already at the quartermaster trying to fill out the request for like extra gas mask or like extra breathable air container just in case the visor breaks or something like this.
So I come in as your whatever holding forth with the quartermaster. Sergeant Drake, a word, please.
Sir, of course. And I from the
and I always return salutes crisply. Some of the other captains and stuff are super lazy about it, just kind of whatever, like wave a hand next to their head. But I'm still new enough that I actually give a good real salute back to my men. Or my troopers, and I say, Sergeant Drake, you are new to the platoon, but once you are one of us, you are one of us. I have been going over your academy scores and your records in the field, and I see that you have passed A-level certification for planetary wheeled and tracked vehicle operation. Is that correct?
Sir, yes, sir, that's correct.
All right, Drake. So we're going to assign. I'm going to assign you to be our driver on this mission. We are going to be bringing an APC. We're going to use it to go overland and hopefully get us ASAP to that facility and provide us some cover. It looks pretty open down there, and we're not going to have a lot of trees or ground cover, so we're going to use the APC for mobility, and I'd like to have you behind the wheel so that I can navigate, give orders, and there is a great big gun in the top of that thing that I think has Corporal Cable's name on it.
Sir, of course, sir. Can I ask, can I point out that bringing an armored vehicle gives a large amount of sound? So it will not be a stealthy mission then. Enemies will see us coming from a good mile.
And I smirk, and I say, the 316 is not known for its subtlety, Sergeant. If you would like me to transfer you to a scout unit so that you can skulk around in ditches, then we can certainly arrange for that.
No, sir. I prefer to stay behind the wheel and armor.
Well, all right then. I will see to it that the grease monkey removes the mufflers for you to make sure that you know where we are at all times. And then I just turn around and I grab the I kind of reach over and just pick the clipboard up and just dash my signature off on the request form, and just kind of drop it back down. Salute at the the quartermaster, and see you in 20.
Yes, sir.
So, handily enough, Jim has identified that the APC is how you get to have a high non-fighting ability and kill aliens with it. So I think you'll like that. Okay. So yeah. So let me think. You're, I think, in your usual dropship.
Is there anything? Is there anything I can do before combat, like request some extra gear? I don't know, my non-fight. I'm just
So
anything with my non-fighting ability I can request, like extra gear that can somehow help us.
So there is extra weapons that you could look for. There's not really much in the way of extra armor or stuff like that you basically, it's too heavy to carry a spare set of armor. But if you wanted to say, oh, can you give me an extra hand-to-hand weapon like a power claw or a flamer or a shotgun or something like that, you could basically I think you can get it because the captain is signing off on it. You can probably have asked for something that you mightn't necessarily have the rank to ask for usually. The quartermaster is basically telling you to get out of here.
Yeah, probably. And so I mean, it makes sense that he could probably get some up to captain because that's what I can sign off for.
So yeah, is there anything that you are looking for? Basically, is the question.
Well, the fictional, I'll just request a couple of more gas mask. But now that I have the captain's signature and thinking about it, aliens close quarters, flamer sounds like a bunch of fun unless there's an automatic shotgun.
There is. Well, the shotgun is a rapid firing close assault weapon. So the basic profile is D10 kills at close range and D6 at near and nothing at far. So yeah, it's up close and very impersonal. Yeah,
sounds like a good fun to Sergeant Drake to have an automatic shotgun and an MG. Yeah, it's like a dream. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So why don't you roll versus non-fighting ability to see if you get it? Cool. Okay. There you go. So mark up one shotgun that you keep for close encounters. I think that's how the quote goes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can get into the dropship, and normally you just kind of are clamped into these drop pods, but those have been cleared out for the APC, and everyone is kind of sitting either in the APC or out of it, if that's their allotted role in life. The pilot, who is a young warrant officer named of Tagore, is doing her checklist. She believes in checklists. She's a pilot. You never fly without a checklist, right? That's how it goes.
I really like her after our last mission. She put us right down where we wanted to be. So yeah.
She is kind of not happy about you having kind of wrecked the weight of her dropship, though, because it's designed to have those drop pods in them, and this APC is a beast, and it has to be tied in, and it's it needs to be clamped in as well. So it's not as ship shape as she would like, but hey, the captain is in charge. You cannot really complain about him wanting to give his new toy a test drive.
Yeah, and the captain's flying with her. The captain explicitly requested her as his dropship pilot. So.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, she is the company's dropship pilot.
Oh, there
the
you go.
whole
Okay,
company
cool. Right, okay.
fits on in the 9 drop pods. So, if you'd requested someone else, that would be unusual, but you could probably swing it if you're basically on a special mission from the brigadier. Right?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no. Then if she's our regular pilot, then yeah, excellent. I'm confident.
So I think she wonders if you want her to do or to try to do anything crazy this time, or just land you nice and in a nice flat place where you can drive out.
No, we want to we want to do a we want to be moving when we hit the ground. I don't want a thing where like we drop and the ship sits there and we roll out. I want to be like spinning the wheels. She comes in slow, about like maybe 5 meters up. We let the clamps go. We roll out. Boom, and we're moving without, and with that extra like juice of the motion of the drop ship. So I'm gonna let I'm gonna leave it in the hands of our hotshot driver to we want to hit the ground rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the package you've given her kind of describes this point of interest that the brigadier pointed out, and it's kind of sitting in the middle of this dried up lake. So it's not regular enough to seem like just a big giant crater, but it's kind of like Aral Sea sized.
Yes,
in terms of the size of it, but it's fairly roundish, right? But it's completely dried up. So she has spotted like maybe an even place about halfway across from the shores, as it were, to the point of interest.
So I think what we've got is because we're doing an insertion here on a central point. She's going to drop us and then kind of do a swoop around and drop a squad here and a squad here and a squad here and a squad here, and we're going to kind of converge on it, right?
Cool. Yeah. But she'll drop you first because that's her best kind of controlled, and then that will give you that guard.
Yeah, that probably gives her another whatever, like 20% to her top speed by dropping us first. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this I guess the world is pretty gray and pretty brown. It's just a washed out kind of palette. And then the clouds, when you get into look like they're, I don't know, sulfuric or something. It's like yellowish. You can see some environmental warnings flash up on the HUD that you have access to now in the kind of captain commander seat, as like saying, "Do not open the windows, guys." Basically, no sticking your head out for a look-see. And then she brings it in pretty much just like you describe. Lands in this flat zone. Actually, she doesn't really land. She just kind of comes in, like you said, maybe a couple of feet up, slows down to merely 50 kilometers an hour. And then you just feel, you get the warning that the clamps have been released. And let's switch to Drake. He has his foot hovering over the accelerator, waiting for the go order.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the light to turn from red to green that we can go. And yeah, I was like spinning the wheels before, so maybe it's a bit smoky inside here, and then there's like step on the gas and we jump, sharp turn, and start moving toward the objective.
Okay, cool. So let's start the first encounter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a number of, over in Roll20, I'm going to put a number of threat tokens out. I'm going to put 4. So that's the number of threat tokens you have to take care of to move on to the next encounter. And you get rid of those by basically any successful fighting ability roll. When you're driving in the APC, you can take them out with a non-fighting ability roll though, because you're commanding the vehicle. But the first thing we do is to establish dominance. So basically, who has the upper hand in this encounter? And to test this, basically, I'm going to roll the alien ability, and I want to get equal to or under it. And then each of you decide whether you roll non-fighting ability. The reason that you mightn't all do it is because you're, if all of the rolls on your side are successful and the alien roll isn't, then you ambush the aliens, and vice versa. So there's a risk reward calculus going on in terms of who should be rolling. Cable is up to non-fighting ability 4 now, so not quite the anchor on your floating platoon that they once were. So there can certainly be a player discussion, but at the end of the day, it's down to each individual player whether they're going to roll or not.
So I say, as the captain, I say, Corporal Cable, guns ready, hold fire until I give the order, and kind of swivel around to Drake, who's driving, and say, we want sensor discipline, full instrument sweep, Drake. Keep an eye out. This is almost certainly far too quiet. And I would like to roll, and I think we definitely should have Drake roll, because you got what, an 8 non-fighting ability?
7.
7. So that's cool. You got a 7, I got a 6. And Christine, totally up to you whether you wanna roll it or not, just for fun or whatever.
I think I'm probably just gonna go with, making sure that my guns are loaded and shiny.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Non-fighting. No.
Okay. So it's no problem. The Jim rolled a 1, so that's a success. The aliens rolled a 3, so that is a success for them. They get the higher success, so they're going to set the range. They are going to actually.
I guess that I've turned radar into active mode, and maybe it wasn't such a good idea, but who knows?
Yeah. So I guess we're going to say, right, that the the weapon on the APC that you're commanding from Drake is a D6 at all ranges. That's what it says on the APC. But again, I think we can safely assume that there's some kind of pintle mount or turreted weapon that is essentially the same as Cable's machine gun. Or maybe there's firing ports.
Yeah, there's gun ports. It says
yeah.
I think that the text description says that it is festooned with gun ports.
Yeah.
So So like, I mean, this is a thing where like you can stick it out on one side, and then as we spin around, you can wheel it around and stuff. So yeah, you totally
and
can.
Usually the advantage to having an enclosed APC is that you could flip your visors, but once you order the gun ports to be opened, everyone groans because
lids down, ports open. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to set the range at far.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. And so let me describe it just so you kind of know what the aliens are up to before I ask you exactly what you're doing. There's no sign of any aliens at all. There's nothing. But what happens is that you're driving along and you see the drop ship go off to do its other drops of each individual squad or platoon on that kind of prearranged arc around the point of interest. And Drake, you feel the wheels of the APC kind of get a bit laggy. It's like it's picking up dirt or something. And then one of the troopers who's like looking out, peering out carefully through the gun port, something comes in and kind of grabs his visor and tries to pull him out. And through another gun port that isn't currently occupied, you see this slime, this kind of dark gray ooze through it. So whatever's slowing down the wheels of this APC is basically this same alien ooze.
Sir, we are driving over some alien ooze or bodies.
Guns out. I say, fire at will. Give me some evasive driving. See if you can scrape them off.
Yes, sir.
Downrange.
Okay. So normally when you fight, if you roll higher than the alien and you succeed, you get to change range. However, unless anyone is jumping out of the APC, the only person who can control your range is Pavel through Drake. Okay. The other thing is, no, that's the only thing really to mention. So if someone beats the aliens and no one else does, and they want to change the range for themselves, basically you're getting out of the APC. Okay. So yeah, let's go through. The aliens are attacking you as ever. So Christine, what is Cable doing? Need I ask?
The gun port that was just, shall we say, vacated, taking that over and shooting.
Okay. The ooze didn't actually successfully pull the trooper out because there's no room. He just tried to, and your man's head is stuck in this kind of gun port sized. There's no way you can fit through the gun port. It's not that big. But
okay, fair enough.
You can shoot at the guy, the alien who came in, the different one, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah, just kind of move the that poor unfortunate aside and use the gun port for what it was supposed to be used for, not human extraction.
Yeah. Jim, what is BD up to?
I spin around. I say to Drake, I say that thing about evasive maneuvering, and I say, get us a firing solution for Cable so that he can bring that SMG up, and grab up my rifle and find a, like there's a port next to me, stick it out and start nice disciplined 3-shot bursts at whatever I'm seeing on on the horizon there.
Okay. And Pavel, Drake, I guess you can fight, but you're using your non-fighting ability. So that's
I was ordered to close range, so I step on the gas, put on the 5th gear, and try to more like not like really drive through this, but can we see the enemies? Because you said you described them as getting in, but then you said as a range of far. So do I see where we are even getting, where to drive?
So I guess the place you're trying to get to is the point of interest at this kind of structure at the center. But not by fighting, but by essentially saying you want to change range, you're going to roll non-fighting ability, and if you succeed, you change range. You don't care what the aliens do.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to get to close the range too near.
Cool. So, like the other thing that's helpful is that close, near, far is not necessarily physical distance; it's fictional positioning, right? So if like one of them can be in the APC, but if the bulk of them are not on top of it, or it just means that we can't bring our weapons to bear effectively like we normally would. So it's but yeah, we definitely want to get to near range because that's where Cable is a Viking. So
okay, cool. So okay, Jim, do you need the roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm opening up with my that rifle that I described there. Yeah, no, I'm not good with the guns.
Well, the aliens similarly are useless, but so we have a Drake rolls a 6, which is a success. So I'm gonna move everyone into near range. And that happened. The order is important because the highest success goes first.
Yep.
So you move them in, and now when Cable goes next is the next highest success, and they will be shooting the shit out of those aliens.
Drake gets a kill, right? Doesn't he?
No, because he was attempting to change range only. So if he had been attempting to shoot with the APC.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's right. Okay.
You would have been taking a chance that you would have rolled higher than the aliens.
Okay, got it, yeah.
And if you didn't, you couldn't have changed range. So this was the safer option, I think. So yeah, Christine, do you want to roll damage for your current range? Nice. Okay, so that's 9 kills. Why don't you... sorry, I should actually say, Pavel, do you want to describe how you are... how this is going from your point of view?
From my point of view, we are just closing in on the POI, and maybe I report, Captain, the POI in visual range. And I don't know, maybe we'll drive through this ooze and it's left behind us, and I feel that the wheels are now turning a little bit better.
Cool. Christine, how does you shooting 11 of these aliens look like?
It's kind of weird because there's more of a splat than what I was expecting, which is fine, because dead aliens are dead aliens. But instead of ping 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 or pew pew pew, I'm getting more which isn't as satisfying a noise. That's okay. I'm still killing aliens, so it's fine. I'll get over myself.
So from the aliens' point of view, I think they the kind of burst of speed of acceleration from the APC maybe catches them by surprise. They are not getting to grips with this new threat. They are not able to climb in the gun ports anymore, and anyone who get remotely close are just getting severely chastened by Cable's or by Vera. Cable's weapon. Jim, how does your attempt to shoot these guys look like?
Like, I think that I have routinely just passed my my rifleman certification. I'm not a marksman. And so, like I said, very disciplined 3-shot bursts. But that's not what we need right now, because these things can flow out of it sounds like they're kind of like almost like petroleum or something like that, kind of flowing around and things like that. And yeah, and so it may be that I even land a couple of hits on a couple of them, but the little 3-shot bursts that I'm doing are just like spattering little droplets out of them, but not doing any kind of significant damage as I'm kind of bumping along on the APC trying to get a bead on them.
Cool. Okay. So the encounters are split up into rounds. So that was the first round. Everyone got to roll and do something. We basically continue the round usually till the aliens are all dead, but I guess the other side of that would be till you're all out of combat, either through going out of far range or being killed. Next round, what's everyone doing? I'm going to imagine it's same again, but let's start with Christine.
Shockingly, same again.
Okay.
Vera is on top form. Spray and pray.
Okay.
Jim.
Flick to full auto and start emptying, start doing half a clip at a time. You're not supposed to, but that's clearly not working. So,
yeah.
And I say, Drake, get that minigun, engage with that minigun.
Okay, Pavel, what's Drake doing?
Yeah, so I'm trying. I envision that maybe as we are closing in on the POI, there is still this something coming from the Dried Lake to try to attack us. So I'm not sure if this is actually engaging minigun or it's trying to just drive through it. So maybe a sharp turn and then drive through it again. Maybe we have this thing to remove snow at front. I don't know. So I can drop it and just battle ram through whatever it's there stopping us.
That certainly sounds like an attack to me, right? This kind of serrated snowplow that would not pass any kind of safety inspection for any kind of purpose other than killing aliens, right? Okay, cool. So you're going to be rolling NFA again to do this attack, which will do D6 kills, and then everyone else is doing fighting ability.
Okay. Not for me.
Okay, so Christine gets a 5, I got a 1, and both of you got 10s. Yeah, so. Christine, what are you doing? Roll your kills, and let's see how many of these critters you are killing. Okay.
Sorry, Donna, just the last time you said that I got 11 kills, I didn't. I got 9. So
sorry.
Just in case you are
adding. Who's adding? Yeah. I wrote 9 in my notebook. So obviously my
your
those
brain
two parts of my
11.
brain are not connected.
No, you're not.
You could ignore the words that are coming out of my mouth.
It's okay.
That's the first and last time I will say that.
So this time around, it's as Drake basically is driving along, hits a rock, right? in the road, and Cable's shooting out the window. But that particular bump actually makes the APC turn in a particular way where I get 3 kills at once. Like they just line up straight. So it's one of those epic moments. But yeah, so I have to give kudos to the driving that is currently going on. Or
he totally meant to hit
it
that
might be some
bottom.
kind of higher power, or it could be my fantastic ability at shooting. All of these things, who knows? Could be any one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep on shooting. So yeah, just pretty much, shoot. I think I might need to reload.
So the aliens got a 1, which beats both BD and Drake, and that means they're inflicting a kill on you. On your character sheet, you'll notice that you have like a capital O next to MS, and then crippled, and then dead, and then one next to armor. So you decide where to put the X.
So actually, I think what it means is that they inflict a kill on the APC.
Yeah.
Because we're immune to kills while we're in the APC, but having taken a hit, the APC is now crippled.
Yeah. So
is how that works, right? They took out our vehicle. I'm pretty sure is
yeah. So
if my reading of the way the APC rules work is correct.
Yeah, exactly. So if it takes a kill, it's crippled, and it's up to you whether you disembark or continue to use it like a shield. Obviously, if it gets entirely abandoned, which could happen, or destroyed entirely, you'll have to requisition a new one. But there you go. So yeah, you are. So they basically. They catch up with you. Maybe you're driving a little bit more carefully, or at least slowly, in an absolute sense, and they catch up with you. Maybe not those guys, maybe different guys. And then they just grind down those wheels. They stop trying to come into viewports, and they just get into the axle, and they just stop it. And the whole thing grinds to a complete halt.
Sir, the aliens has got our main engine. Only auxiliary engine left.
And I say, disembark, combat discipline, and blow the hatch. And I like punch the button that like the back of the APC just blows out on explosive bolts, so that we can like we're not one by one going out of a door. This is like bam, we blow the back off of it, and then we're all just swarming out with ready to rock. So
cool. So yeah, and these, I guess when you kind of come out of like in assault mode, right? You can see them kind of they're still maybe treating, it's not going to damage them mechanically, but they're still kind of treating the APC as a threat. They're still coiling and still kind of cracking that axle. They're kind of going up through the engine cowling, but then you can see coming out of the dried cracks, now that you're on the ground, boots and all, you can see they're just coming out of the dried lake bed cracks. So yeah, next combat round. What's everyone doing? So I think, are ye maybe a few hundred meters away from the point of interest? It looks it's kind of like a leaning tower kind of thing. It's kind of caked in mud and dust, and there's kind of gas swirling around it. It looks, I mean, there must be a structure inside it, but there is, it doesn't really look like anything, but Yeah, it couldn't be a rock. It's not that kind of thing. Definitely a structure. Okay, so what is everyone doing? Christine? Laying down suppressive fire, or are you just going to try to kill them?
Is there anyone? Sorry, I was about to ask. Is there anyone? Are there any aliens within my line of sight?
Oh, sure. There's a lot of aliens within your line of sight.
Okay, shoot, kill. Because if there wasn't, I was going to ask for orders from the captain, but instead I'm just going to kill. Yeah. Yeah, shoot.
Okay.
Shoot them until they're dead.
What's BD up to?
Yeah, we're out, and I'm gonna step in next to Corporal Cable, and like I said, I've got my slug rifle out, and I'm now doing, half a clip, out, jam another one in, just like I'm just I'm in kind of spray and pray mode now as well. So
Okay. Pavel, how about Drake?
I think Drake thinks that he's in a Rambo movie, and there's probably like a hatch for the driver, and he opens the hatch, like gets out, takes his machine gun, like takes the safety off, and come on, you alien bug, just like on all those like approaching hordes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, everyone's fighting with fighting ability, just as God intended troopers to do.
I'm still not sure that non-fighting is that useful, but let's see.
Okay, so the aliens are the highest success with a 3, which is pretty strange, right? Okay, so they are inflicting a kill on everyone.
I'm
while there's a bunch of bad rolls on the table, I will mention it. If you really don't like your roll, you could plug your combat drugs and get a reroll. The danger is, of course, that you roll a 10 again and inflict a kill on yourself.
I'm using combat drugs.
Yeah, there we go. Little bump.
Okay. Yeah.
That's Cable. That's my Cable.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. At least you're making progress. Okay. So there's 2 successes on the table, so that means you will clear those alien tokens. However, the aliens are still killing everyone because a 3 is not higher than a 3. So yeah, let everyone take a kill. Again, you get to choose whether that goes on your armor or yourself. So yeah, I'll describe the aliens' attack, and basically, when you think you have a bead on them, they are coming up a crack right behind you, and one trooper, Marks, gets his leg gets grabbed, and they just pull him down onto the ground, and then they just swarm over his body, and basically they are just it's kind of like what's the best way to describe it? It's like seismic shocks they're applying to him to try to get through the armor, and you can kind of hear the subwoofer womp whenever they do that attack. He's toast, and that's kind of how they're treating each of you. They're not going straight at you. They are kind of dancing over here and then coming around behind you, where you can't shoot them. I know that doesn't matter to Cable because Cable is shooting them anyway. So you remove a threat token and then you roll your kills. Hooah. Solo kills.
Yeah. So yeah, that is pretty much. The captain comes up beside me because I needed to reload, as I said last time. And when the captain comes up, he starts giving me advice, which I kind of give him the side eye. Because seriously, giving Cable advice about how to kill things. I don't say anything, but you're there going to go.
Like what I say is what I say to you is like I just kind of reach out and like with a fist, I punch I like bang the top of your gun down for a second, and it shreds that like dry, messed up ground, which like sends like super sharp shrapnel like flying up from the ground, which tears through them way more effectively than just hitting them with single bullets does, I think. Is that a like Donna? Is that a like as a kind of a like a yeah? And then and I'm doing the same. I for when my time to get some kills comes, I stop shooting them directly and I just like rack it back and just empty a full clip right across the ground where several of them are coming at me, and the the nasty like jagged shards of whatever this like baked crap that's all over the ground, that shreds them up way better than our just individual bullets do. And I issue and if I issue a command to the rest of the platoon to do likewise, that's how we make short work and remove that last one. So
okay, do you want to roll kills on
I
with
do
your rifle?
I almost never get to do that, so that's kind of cool. So I literally don't even know how to roll dice in Roll20. So is it just
on the left?
it's /roll and then space and then whatever dice you're rolling. It'll probably be 1d6, right, or 1d10. I can't remember. I think it's 1.
I got 5. I got 5 kills.
There you go.
Nice.
Well done. Well done.
Cool. That increases my total by 20%. So there we go.
Yeah.
But I did it. So that's awesome.
Is it really 20? You were on like 36 or something.
I had 37. So
37. Okay.
37.
It's still a hefty percentage.
12.5%, something like that. Like about 15%. So yeah.
I have a feeling.
Yes, yeah.
You are getting more kills with sidearm in theory than with the slug rifle,
Yeah, but it cost me an NFA to switch to the sidearm.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to lose a round to switch to it. We started at long range where the sidearm is completely ineffective.
Yeah.
So that's why I grabbed my rifle, and I've been using the rifle the whole time. And I didn't want to waste a turn to switch to the sidearm. But yes, you are absolutely correct. And if like if we're in the shit and someone gets right in my face, then the pistol is coming out because that's where I actually get my kills. So all right. Okay. Everybody, stim patches, atmosphere discipline check. And we make sure that nobody has any like place where the poisonous atmosphere can get in through their suit and stuff. We do a check and everything.
So we'll take a break for 5 minutes in a moment, but I will leave you with the bad news. The alien ability is lasting wounds, which means you do not heal in between encounters.
Oh, mother.
So that womp seismic attack just does something to your innards that the stim patches, the healing drugs cannot cope with.
It's like full body soft tissue damage and stuff like that, like hydrostatic shock and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nasty. And telling us after we go, we'll just take the wound because we get to heal it after. Bastard. All right.
That's the way it's gone on every single other planet, but not this time, pal.
All right.
I was looking for the where do I put it on my armor because I couldn't figure that out.
Okay. So yeah, if you look at your sheet, right, there's
Yeah.
to the right of the health, there is
Yeah.
oh, you've done something with your sheet. There's a O floating in midair
Yeah.
underneath combat drugs, which is where you would normally put your armor. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So yeah, basically, if you're at a mess, normally you would go back up to fine again after an encounter, but this time you are not doing any of that healing, so it's going to be
Yay.
real interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Right.
So we'll see you
Bye.
in 5 or 6 minutes, and
I'm here just eating something.
Okay, so we're back. Yeah, round two. In terms of setting it, we are pretty much immediately after the end of the last encounter. So at the base of this structure, which, yeah, it still looks pretty mysterious. I'm putting three alien tokens into this encounter. Yep. Yeah, so I think it is trying to get inside. It'll be, I think, a fairly, I think NFA, as everything else, covers trying to figure out how to get inside or what this is. And then any technical issues in terms of getting inside, if there's a lock or anything like that, would be NFA as well. So yeah, what I think you've bought yourselves a few minutes after driving off the last of those aliens. So this part of this third squad is huddled around at the base of this. Maybe a couple of guys are looking out to keep a perimeter somewhat safe. but yeah, what's the general plan of attack before they start to regroup and attack you again? You're muted, Jim.
Yeah, technical skills. So we're at the base of a wall. Like this is like a big like a big stone structure or something like that, or ferroconcrete or something, or we don't know.
You are not sure. It is some kind of structure at an angle, a la the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Maybe of a similar size, actually, now that I mention it.
Got it.
But the actual what's underneath us kind of solidified calcium sulfur deposits is not entirely clear.
So I'm going to get on the radio and talk to our dropship pilot and ask her for a visual of any breaches in the structure that we might be able to get entry through, because she's my eyes in the sky right now.
Okay. So I guess the challenge is to find an entrance rather than okay, cool.
Like if there's none, then we start thinking about trying to like put some shape charges on there and blow our way in or something. But if there's a way where we can just like if we can, you know, rappel up and just let ourselves in through through an unsecured opening, then I'd very much prefer to do that.
Cool. So we'll give you one roll on that kind of assessment of the situation before we start the encounter proper.
I got no successes. It sounds like they're buttoned up pretty good.
Ouch. So I'm going to give you kind of a am I going to give you nothing at all, or am I going to give you like a horrible kind of success? Yeah, I think a horrible kind of success is where it's at. She comes back on the radio and she's like doing a circus. She's just like dropped the other squads on the final arc and is flying back up, and she gets a view and she says, I mean, maybe it's all of the ruckus down there, or maybe something has changed, but from where I'm flying, it looks like there's some kind of big portholes or windows at the very top of this thing. Like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them, right smack bang in the middle of it.
And I say, all right, prepare for assault. And this, it sounds like we need to climb the exterior to get to this thing, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's at the very roof, if I can describe it as the roof of the tower. Yeah.
All right, I say, grapnels, magno clamps deploy. And we're gonna shoot some lines up there and start climbing up. And this is like Cliffs of Normandy shit here. I fully expect. I say expect heavy resistance. This is an assault from the word go. Now go.
Okay.
Go.
Let's do the first round, and let's everyone do an NFA check to get up safely. If you mess up your NFA check, I guess what kind of thing befalls you? I think it is.
Oh my God.
Okay, I can read the room, right? But
let's just say we died and let's start all over.
I think maybe
stay with me.
What happens is that all 3 of you failed. Okay, cool. So I'm going to inflict a kill on you all from basically the first time you start climbing up. The grapples have not secured correctly. The kind of calcification, this thing is really just a thin coating.
It's not actually in the wall or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just sheds. So I'm gonna. You're all gonna take a kill. You can take it on the armor if you want, if you haven't already. But I'm also gonna give you some free information here. when this sort of section of calcification falls away, you see what looks like a standard Terran Protectorate ship. This is this looks like a frigate from the fleet. When you get up, when you start to climb again and get a proper look at it, you will probably find some kind of a code that will tell you exactly where and when it's come from. But yeah, this is a Terran ship.
Yikes! All right.
Now, if you had some bright spark here who knew what a Terran frigate was, maybe there's another way into this. Maybe there's going to be a hatch somewhere, not on top of it, somewhere handy. But not now, or maybe now, but fighting now. These aliens want to kill you. So yeah, Christine, what is Cable doing? Killing them first, perhaps?
So we're at near range here.
Sorry, we are at didn't roll dominance because I'm a dumbass. So yeah, let's do that first. Or at least let's do that now instead of at first. Who wants to roll for dominance?
I rolled.
Okay.
Oh, we should declare before anybody rolls, right? So that we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's how that's supposed to work. Yeah. I mean, I think it's.
Yeah, I'm not.
You can keep your 6, Jim.
Okay.
You're gonna.
It's a question of whether Pavel would have rolled or not. I think. What do you think, Pavel? Would you have jumped into the dominance roll? I think we'd have wanted you to because you got that 8.
I think the dice are so not with me today that better not.
Okay.
I'm good with D6s, D10s. Just I don't know how to roll them properly.
Okay. No, there you go. Okay. So that is a ambush. Right?
That's an ambush, yo.
Yeah. So you're getting rid of those. Why don't you describe this ambush for me, Jim?
So I think that, like you said, if there's some bright spark that knows where to go, I think that whatever they're kind of we've like made it to the top, and they're oh, you know what? Maybe they're like, as they're swarming towards us, I know exactly the spot on the hull where they're going to be just fully exposed with no cover. And so I'm like, hold fire, hold fire, hold fire now. And then we all open up when they're like, whatever, like in the, in the secondary hull that joins the, the command module to the engineering section or something like that. And there's just nothing but like, they got to cover like 30 yards of open space. And by maintaining fire discipline until they were there, that's when then, boom, we all get to open up on them.
Okay, cool. So you get to set the range however you want in order that people may or may not be rolling very well for kills.
I'll set it to near.
Okay.
Like this is all about Cable. Like fire discipline is about getting into the maximum range of Cable's guns. But I think that Drake's got an SMG a machine gun too, right? Yeah. So yeah, light them up, gentlemen. Light them up, troopers.
So how does ambush work actually?
So in an ambush, you all get to automatically remove a threat token and roll kills.
Oh, okay.
And describe how that works. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exactly, and because I put 3 in, it won't matter what the aliens roll because they're not going to get a roll. Basically, in so if you get me because you ambush them, you just automatically remove 1 threat token, and then there is no threat token left for them to get a shot at it next turn. Okay. Jim, do you want to roll kills?
I do. I think at this range, I've got I think I've still got just a D6, right?
D6, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So. I got 5.
Okay, cool.
Nope.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna, because at the end of the encounter, there's no time pressure on getting inside, right? So I'm just gonna say you figure it out, you get inside. If it was in the middle of an encounter, you would have to make a decision on whether you shoot or try to open it up, and that would be interesting. But
I think we just trace their steps, their little like petroleum rainbow droplet steps back to where they came up onto the hull with us, and then just drop down into the hatch that they came out of.
Well, they're not coming out of any hatches. They are coming out of cracks, right? That's
sure. Yeah.
The whole point of being ooze is that you don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like we find a maintenance hatch, which is not that tough for us to find, and whatever we need to override it. Is this a civilian ship or a military ship?
It's a military frigate.
It's a military frigate. So I think as a captain, I've probably got whatever protocol is required to let us override a hatch and get in.
Yeah, or you can run a bypass. It's a fairly easy, technically. I think they just don't want to be too easy so that someone could do it while they're driving around in space. Right?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you get inside, and this is an absolute wreckage inside. Like the hull has cracked. There's a third of the ship inside the surface of the planet, and there's hull breaches. The internal bulkheads have been wrecked. There are some bodies. A frigate might have maybe 200 crew. There's some decay, but they're all still here. Kind of a lot of them are in their crash couches. But they're all toast.
Sergeant Drake, if you can get a terminal going, see if you can get us some emergency power so that we'll have lights while we're here, and we're going to want to make our way to the command module.
So yes, sir. I'm beginning to work on the cables. I'm just unscrew some of the panels and try to connect to some data pod and try to get something started. See if there's any juice left.
Yeah. So I think you could probably start it up. Some reserve power in the system. Or there's some emergency systems that have self-contained power that is still okay. But I think everything in it is a bit glitchy, right? It's gone through this catastrophic crash, and it's probably amazing that it has withstood this and is able to give you back any data at all. But I think you find out some pretty straightforward information about it. This is a frigate. What will we call it? The Fenris from the 229. Anyone who's been paying attention to the recent history of the brigade will know that the 229 are a brigade in an entirely different sector. Doing different missions, but that the core traitors from Whistler were all 229 people.
All right. Okay, we definitely want to get to the command module now. We've got a compromised Terran asset that we're dealing with here. Standing Order 66 any life form that you encounter, consider it hostile, consider it a combatant, shoot to kill, even if it's wearing even if it's wearing a mantle bright. Understood?
Sir, yes, sir.
So here's a question: what is the difference between the 316 Mandelbrite and the 229 Mandelbrite?
The 316, I liked my picture that I posted to our chat. So if we look like that,
yeah,
the 278 are they've got navy blue with white stripes. And
so is it the same kind of visual silhouette, the same helmets?
I think their helmets are their helmets are boxier. Ours have that kind of round top to them. Theirs are more like squared off, more like they look more like GW Space Marines than Halo Space Marines like we look like.
Okay. Are they beaky Marines? You know, with the kind of pointed.
Yes, yeah,
snouts?
Totally beaky Marines.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They've got
classic.
that like that kind of sort of intimidating looking pointy snout thing going on.
Okay. So I guess in the kind of darkness or with the low power lights, the color may not set them apart in an instant way, but the silhouette, the look of them is different enough to make a quick call.
Yeah, I don't like we're not going to be you know what, like I think so if I can do a little rewind and say anything not wearing anything you see that's not a trooper of the 316 should be considered hostile, and you fire upon engagement.
Okay. So the command, the bridge, is pretty messed up, right? All of the consoles, the crash couches have taken the brunt of the force. They're built to have the crew in them at all times, but even so, they're not as kind of stable as normal living quarter crash couches. So it's a bit of a mess. Everything has been like shunted down. So there's like the wires are just sticking out of the ground where those consoles were. There's like bodies of the command crew kind of jumbled up with all that wreckage. But you can wire a tablet or a console into those wires to get
We're just
out of it.
like I'm not dicking around. I just want to pull the hard drive, basically. Like get the Sergeant Drake, I want you working on getting the data core. I'm going to see if I can't pull the black box.
Cool. So let's start the encounter here.
Cable, you're watching our backs.
Before we start the encounter, the important question: Did we heal from the last one?
No one heals in between encounters
because of the alien.
But this was falling damage.
So we don't heal from wounds we take from aliens. We do still heal, presumably, from wounds we take from ourselves. Like if we use grenades and we, or is it a thing where like there's something happens to our body and like we can't heal wounds at all, or is it just wounds inflicted by the aliens?
Yeah, so it's wounds caused by the aliens. So like the one you've taken from falling, you can heal as normal, but you cannot heal the previous one, right?
Got it. Yeah. Well, that's actually hugely important.
Yeah. It means I have 2 hit points and not 1 hit point. So
yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna. Yeah, we should all be. I mean, unless we took it in the armor in that very first encounter, we should all be at 1. We're presumably all a mess, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, who wants to roll for dominance?
We want to have the two. Let's have the two of us roll. What do you think, Emil?
Okay. So I assume like totally alien style, maybe like motion sensor starts to pick up stuff, and then, like starts showing up and like pointing the troopers to take positions.
Let's see what happens here. Nice. Oh no.
I made the worst character ever.
No. The dice help tell the story, friends. Sometimes that's how it goes.
Have you rolled, Jim, already? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I got that. That's that 5 there.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yes.
So you get to choose the range.
I'm gonna set the range at so it's gonna be us. So we're gonna go, and then the aliens are gonna go.
No, you're.
Oh, that's right. This is just setting range.
This is just setting range. Yeah.
This is just setting range. There's 4 of them, huh? I'm gonna set us at. I'm gonna set us at close.
Okay. So getting the info, getting the data, or at least getting the servers, the right servers for all of their operational history is going to be an NFA check. So I'm not sure. I guess if you want to be doing that, declare it. I guess no prizes for guessing what Cable is doing, though. Shooting the shit out of.
But like a crazy question, like he set us on close. Can we like change weapons for free or not?
No, you're using whatever weapon you're using.
You can switch to hand for free. Some weapons let you to switch for free.
You can switch to hand for free, which maybe probably isn't better at the moment. But some hand-to-hand weapons are better than other ones. If you want to switch, it is an NFA check. Or if you could also do an NFA check to change range.
You know what? I'll put us at near, because that lets Cable do his thing.
Cable wanted to use grenades, right?
Well, I was thinking about using my TPK grenade, but I'll save it for when we get ambushed. That's
no, go with your instinct. Go.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna put us all at close, and I give the order to maintain position until they're on top of us.
Okay, so what is Cable doing?
What do you think?
Okay, I have to ask. Okay.
So we're at close, which means that I can look them in the eye, or in the ooze, or in the. What is that? Why is that thing kind of gooing at me?
Look them in the puddle. Yeah.
Ew! No! Just no! Just die already.
Okay. So, Jim, what are you doing?
I'm going to use a TPK bomb.
Okay, awesome.
So do I use that like it's not a weapon. It just says it works. Seems to be what happens. It says special effect. Oh, unless it works like a grenade. Unless I use it like a grenade, because it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't say. I mean, the special effect is a listing on the grenade as well, so it's like a normal weapon. You have to
got
use
it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So waiting, and then then just pull the pin, twist, tap it 3 times, and then just roll it towards them as they're approaching us. and the whole bridge is going to light up, and this is going to melt a bunch of shit, and it's going to be we're gonna take a hit, but it's going to hurt them worse than us.
Okay. And what is Drake doing?
Other than preparing Ring to die?
Pull that cord. Pull that cord.
The other option that I said at the very start is the orders from the captain are to get the data, get the hard drives out of the bridge. So that is a NFA check if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, he's working he's trying to like unhook the data core, like pulling the oh my god, I forgot the word. Anyway, yeah, working some screws and unhooking cables to get the data core.
I'm going to ask a quick question, Jim. On grenades, it says you can automatically switch to this weapon. It doesn't say that on TPK bomb.
Oh, so I would need to. Well, yeah, but I haven't. This is our first thing in the encounter. So if I start the encounter with that, or no, you've got to.
No, you start the planet with a weapon, and unless there's a long downtime, which I would say sure you can.
Got it. Okay. Oh, so that's, I think I misunderstood that. You know what?
I just noticed that when I'm looking at it, it doesn't say you can.
Let's
if you think that's fair.
Well, you're the GM, so yeah. So I'm stowing my like I think probably. You know what makes total sense is that you can't just pull a localized tactical mini nuke and just pull the pin on it.
Yeah,
there's almost certainly, like I said, like enter a code and get fast, maybe a whatever. Like it's got to be, it's got to do a biometric scan through my armor or something like that before it actually activates. So I'm gonna start tweaking it and tinking it to do the thing that we needed to do. I think, while keeping my head down.
So an NFA check
down behind a bulkhead as I'm, whatever, a console as I'm doing this. Yeah.
The NFA check to switch weapons is like your action for the round, right?
Yeah.
So, and then an NFA check from Drake to get the data, and the aliens are just attacking.
Yep.
Or not, as the case may be.
Yeah. I already rolled my attack and my damage. I apologize. I got overexcited.
Oh, 5 and 5? Okay, cool. Okay, and you both succeeded on that. So yeah, you. So Christine, because you succeeded in your weapons attack, and you beat the aliens, you can change range.
Here's the thing, my TPK bomb, its effectiveness is based on the number of characters that are in the close range bracket. It does 1 kill for everybody that's in close range when I light it up.
Wait, what? Sorry, I couldn't make that out, Christine. Were you saying bugger or something of the?
No, my microphone was on mute. I don't know why you would interpret that as anything. Yeah, so
bad lip reading.
I would say that Cable is definitely not backing off.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. If need be, we'll switch to hand-to-hand combat, or hand-to-ooze, or goop, or whatever the hell that is.
Okay. So next round, the aliens are going to try to kill you at least.
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. Okay. And what's Drake doing? Are you opening up with the machine gun, or are you doing something else?
Well, I assume that the data core is secured in my large backpack. So, well, if if for whatever reason Captain orders to stay at the close range, it's time to change the automatic shotgun.
Yeah, so I guess you're putting your data pack up. You've been at the computer, right? So then you're picking up a weapon, right? So that's, I guess, you get to
putting the rifle back on the backpack and just like taking the other one.
Okay, so shotgun. So let's roll and see who gets to go first. So let me. Okay, so I'm presuming that you're. It doesn't say. So I guess you're not going to be causing kills because it doesn't go off, right?
Probably that's probably what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it like a misfire? Is that your shot, or you get another? Can you try to use it again? I don't know.
What it says is it's a localized nuclear bomb in simple to use grenade form. Special effect. It causes 1 kill to every PC in the encounter at close range, including the user. Total up how many PCs have taken a kill. That's the number of threat tokens, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't say anything about needing to replace it or anything like that. It just says I get the use of it. I can use...
Yeah, so let's.
I've never gotten far enough in the game to actually to actually have one. So
I will shoot Gregor an email after this and see what he says. I've never seen it in action either, so let's just say it didn't go off, so you can use it again, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Christine, you got a 6, right? So you go next. You go first, brother.
Actually, just on the TPC, I think it might be useful just set a random timer and it goes off.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
And
that's
great.
Ends
up damaging one of us. That's perfectly, story-wise, perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay, so roll your kills, Christine, and then describe it.
We are at close, right?
Yeah. Or is it just it's 1d10?
Because I'm seeing this all as near. For some reason, I don't know why. So I'm just going to roll 1d10 because
And at this point, with just 2 left, you should feel free to move. I'm going to abort my like the object was to try and take out a whole pile of them, but if there's just a couple left.
Okay. Will I move you out to near?
No.
No. Okay.
No, like it story-wise, we're
sure.
pretty much at the bridge, so there's no room to go to near. They should be more close.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome. Yeah.
The aliens go next on a 2. They inflict a kill on on BD and Drake.
Okay.
And I think they are.
Oh shit! Fuck! I forgot I have my combat drugs. Are you comfortable retconning that, or are we past that point?
Well, I guess we've all rolled, and you get to see it before you decide. That's certainly how we did it with Cable's use of combat drugs, right? Yeah. So I'm happy to have you, punch up and get a reroll.
Yeah. I'm gonna boost. Do the boost, and let's see what happens there. And there is my success on a 3.
Okay. So that is going before the aliens.
It's going to go before the aliens. Awesome. Oh, thank you.
They don't inflict a kill, but instead TPK inflicts a kill on you all.
Yeah, all right.
Albeit a kill that can be healed.
Yes, yeah.
So there's only 2 tokens to be removed. So let me just quickly read exactly what it says. yeah, for each threat token removed, it's D100 kills. So 2D100 kills. Sorry, Cable.
No,
You're,
well, we'll see how I roll.
I mean, I think he needs to roll really badly to not catch up.
And I think this is that thing where like we're getting swarmed, and there's like dozens of them starting to come out of the cracks and stuff like this, and I'm like and I say, and like I think all we see is like the sudden as our visors polarize instantly, and we're all like slammed hard against the bulkhead from the shockwave and stuff like this, and like this probably like blows out the windows of the ship and stuff like this, and from the ground they can see the the light kind of stream out and everything. And it's gonna like basically probably just completely fuck up the the entire command module is just slagged and melted and stuff like this and everything. But that gets us out of that. So let's see what we got here.
And as you described, the ship is like punched into the ground, so probably whatever was like out in the air is like put on the ground as well.
Oh, boom! Look at that. So that is 5 and 3 is 8. 8 and 3 is 11. 118 kills from that. So, all right. Hooray for
that's pretty good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cable
thank you, Dr. Oppenheimer. All right. So there we go.
So yeah, I think Pavel's idea is kind of good to build on, right? This explosion in the center of the ship, right? Because people really put the bridges as far away from trouble as possible once you get past wet ships. And this just cracks the whole frigate in half, I think.
Yeah.
And there's maybe some of the structure is still intact enough to make it a relatively gentle fall. And of course, you're only rattling around inside the bridge or what's left of it. So yeah, you have, if the Fenris hadn't been written off, it's written off now. I don't know if you can put a kill marker on your sheet for frigate. But,
there we go. All right. Well, it was. I think it was pretty much already dead. We just kind of this is desecrating a corpse, not so much actually killing anything.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's time to call for a dust off here. Get ourselves the hell out of here.
Okay, let's let me take a look at
I'm not impressed.
Well, that's
yeah.
No, that's you're a surgeon. This was just
wait till you see
trauma.
Planetary bombardment in action.
Well, we haven't needed that yet. So
so yeah, it's important to note that the kill you just took from the TPK is not like the one you took from falling, not affected by the alien ability. So you heal that up as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So good shooting techs, as they say.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think it is basically wait for your dust off and get off the planet, right?
Yeah.
I think that's. I think I'm going to put in the remainder of 4 of the alien tokens for the final. And I think last time you spoke to Tagore, she was burning for backup to the Atlas. And basically she's just parked and refueled and had a quick check, and you're calling for her to come back. So
come in hot.
So it's kind. I think it'll be kind of like that scene from Pulp Fiction where Mr. Wolf is like, "I'll be there in 12 minutes," and it's like 11.
Yes, exactly. Minutes. Yeah.
Yep. She says she'll be down. She'll touch down next to the POI in 12 minutes.
Okay.
Fast burn, sir. Okay.
Yes,
so
permission to exceed safety thresholds. Yeah, that's
permission to rattle everyone's fillings.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to roll for dominance? Because these aliens are coming for you. It's like the TPK has set everything nice and aglow for them.
This is our Alamo moment. Drake, help us out here.
Sure, I'm just thinking like
Can I roll?
what it is.
Totally. Yeah. Let's get everybody in on it. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. As we have like some troopers with us, I probably like setting them on a defensive parameter. You stand over there. This is your field of fire. You stay over here.
Fantastic. All right. Acting like a sergeant. I like that. I like to see that. And I've got roll on down here. Son of a.
Well, good for Drake, who got that success.
Yep.
Otherwise, it would have been an ambush by the aliens.
Yep.
So yeah, Pavel, you get to set the range for the group. And here's a tough question for you. Are you really asking for a pickup at the point of interest? Or are you going to try to get over to your APC to drive it onto the dropship?
It doesn't drive. What the rules say for the APC is that if we succeed, if we abandon it and then succeed in getting off planet, they pick it up and we can use it again. So we don't need to get back to it to whatever. We put a like the transponder's activated, they'll pick it up. As long as we get out of this mission, it gets picked up and we can use it again. So no, like I kind of love the idea that like we are like, this is our like big, like, can they pull us off the roof of the Alamo before we just get overwhelmed kind of moment. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, what range are you setting for everyone?
Well, so we are on the outside, and as it happens, I have my automatic shotgun that I already drew. So I think the enemies like come like swarming from the ground again, and and they are at the close range. Unless there is some huge disadvantage for us being on a close range that I'm not aware of.
No, that's cool.
We want to see grenades, right? We want to see grenades.
Well, and also there's nothing wrong with setting it where you're likely to get the most kills. That's an entirely reasonable thing.
Although seems highly unlikely that he's going to pass you out.
Well, no, but I mean, but you want to rack them up while you can. So yeah.
Okay, so close it is. I guess everyone is shooting, right?
No. I had my TPK grenades ready to go, and they start swarming in, and this is going to be like we're just right in the thick of it. So I step up, and and I have power up my power claw, and like, whatever, shooting at them just with anything smaller than a machine gun doesn't seem to really do a heck of a lot to them. So I'm just getting in there and just cutting them up. I'm feeling
power sword, right?
No, my claw, because I can switch to the claw for free. So and I'm feeling particularly buff because I got the treatment. The muscle stimulation treatment, so I'm like ready to test this out. I'm getting in there. See how we do.
Okay, so let's roll and see. These aliens cannot roll for anything today. Okay, so cool. So Christine, you got a 7. You go first. You already rolled your kills, right? Why don't you describe that to us?
Yeah, so they were coming in. They're coming in hot. And they went out cold. It's late. It's the best I can do. Sorry, guys.
Cable's fanfic is going to be very short to the point. Nice. 8 kills from that auto shotgun. How does that look?
So this is the scene. Like they're like coming and like from the ground, from the like wreckage of the ship, if whatever was left there, and we just see him like just like unloading this automatic shotgun, and then just ejecting the clip, putting in another one, and like and like protecting the other trooper from being overrun. So yeah, he uses the shotgun to the biggest power.
And the aliens go next in terms of narration, but they are just being driven back by this huge amount of fire that's going into them. It's no joke.
Yeah, and I think I've just got nobody to like none
no
of them
one's
can even
getting
get
close
close to
enough,
me, so I can rip into them. So that's great. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, next round. There's only 2 tokens left.
So can we now see like up is there like a dot up overhead that we can see kind of slowly get larger?
I think you can kind of maybe hear the shriek, but those sulfuric acid clouds are still too dense for you to even see it, but you can hear it.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. Oh, it's gonna be a friggin' fireball coming down like that fast through the atmosphere. So when we see it, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if there's like any like flammables in the whatever, when the methane in the atmosphere goes up, that's gonna be super cool. All right, I've got my claw. Any of them that get close, any of them that get near my gunners, I'm gonna, swipe them off of my gunners here. So.
Okay. Everyone else shooting? Go ahead.
Ugh.
Nice. So the aliens get a 6. They inflict a kill on all of you. I don't know why you're rolling kills yet, because you mightn't get to go, Christine. Drake gets a kill, removes the kill token, and roll for kills. And why don't you describe that?
I think that this round he's like back to back with some soldiers, and they're like literally standing back to back. Everyone is shooting in his own cone of fire, and he's just like, I'm reloading, and then like someone else is reloading and shooting over his shoulder to just getting some good teamwork with the rookies.
Cool. So now we have a situation where both Cable and BD rolled a 1, and there's only 1 threat token left. So unless someone wants to use a strength or a weakness right now, or you could just do a roll off to see who goes first.
I can enforce a weakness, can't I?
Yeah,
I don't have one.
No.
First of all, you don't want. He doesn't have a weakness for you to inflict, and if you make him use a weakness, then he removes the threat token as part of that. So
so I've already got 120 kills, so I know I'm gonna get an advance. So I whatever, like the last alien is kind of coming over the side, and it's gonna swarm over him. And I like spear it in the arm with the claw and just grab it and hold it so that like long enough I can get like enough in its viscous form that you can spin around and do it in. So go ahead and roll that last kill. I'll give that to you.
You don't like charity, do you?
Kind of rankles.
I've
taken the kill.
Take it. This is the only you have been historically unsuccessful at getting the last kill on the planet, right? So Okay, so roll your kills and let's describe it.
But I think it's like readily apparent that I could have got it, but I set Cable up for it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I take the charity case.
So how does that look? You wipe out the last few who are racing towards you as the dropship comes down in this perfect kind of no flare brigade landing.
Yes. I clearly I clear the way as everybody else gets on the dropship.
Okay.
And it's not just a pity kill.
That one he's holding on to maybe, but the other 5 definitely not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and you get onto the dropship, and then actually it's not quite zoom because she still needs to pick up the rest of the company.
Yeah.
And zoom back up.
Yeah,
but
and
yeah,
like clamp that like we drop the clamps on the APC and pull it up into the cargo hold and stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that's it. You get back up, and I think actually let's I think ye get brought in to the bridge where the brigadier is looking at the tactical situation on the planet. What's the report like?
Well, I have that like I report to the brigadier still in my armor. But whatever, like helmet off. But I report to the brigadier, and I've got that data core in my hand. That we pulled from the ship. And I say, Captain BD, with the mission report, sir, am I cleared to speak freely? Indicating like whoever else is in the room, like they can all hear. To hear what I say.
Go ahead.
All right. The POI was the POI positively identified through internal insertion as the Terran frigate Fenris. All crew aboard, as far as we were able to determine, all crew aboard dead upon impact. After we pulled the data core, after we pulled the data core, I nuked the command center of the ship, sir. Indigenous life forms, entirely hostile, possibly non-sentient. Recommend we purge the atmosphere.
Did any of your people see any sign of any kind of spore infestation?
Negative, sir.
So this is probably the first time you've seen, or the brigadier has deigned to see either Sergeant Drake or Trooper Cable.
Oh, are they here with me?
Yeah. I think he brings
okay.
in the kind of the he wants to get stuff from the horse's mouth, not just
sure.
CO reporting when he's doing initial scout, because in his experience, every little piece of information that he gets from the scouts is going to be valuable.
This is Corporal Cable, my my lead fire team NCO, and Sergeant Drake. Sergeant Drake provided invaluable technical assistance on this mission. He was the one who pulled the data core, sir. While under assault by the indigenous life forms.
Anything to add to the captain's report, Sergeant?
No, sir.
How about you, Corporal? I think I see a kill bar on your armor there. I hope you've been keeping up the good work.
Sir, yes, sir.
And out of character, 72 is an awesome kill total on a planet. Normally, that would get you the prize, but I think that's probably the highest total so far, excepting the 128 that PPK got.
Excepting the use of a nuke.
Yeah.
You killed them one at a time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. I kill my aliens the proper way. I don't
fair and square, Corporal.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to review the data. We may need to send down some kind of special studies group to make sure that there are no spore infestations in the crew. I'm presuming you didn't get a chance to really examine them too closely, but I think we want to make sure that this wasn't infected. And then, yeah, I think we're going to have to undertake a planned debombardment to cleanse this, because from the initial looks of your report, it doesn't look like a place I want to be sending my troopers.
Sir, that was my impression.
Very good, very good. Yeah, so I think over the next couple of hours, the whole kind of apparatus of the brigade is usually the scouts get back. There's a couple of hours to review the kind of command staff, draw up a plan for the brigade attack, and then it goes in. So everyone is kind of waiting on that, and they know that you were the scouting mission. So, when you're pulling the armor off you, when you're checking your guns, when you're doing all of that usual stuff, people are coming up to you and wondering what the deal is. And this is probably the first time that you probably realize, shit. So all of those rumors that we heard before we dropped, that was people telling us the truth or not telling us the truth or just pulling our leg. You are on the other side of this for a change. So what does Cable tell? There's a trooper from a different battalion who I think despises your use of the machine gun. He is an E-cannon fanatic, but he still kind of respects Cable because you have a kill bar. That's good. He is a kill bar,
Trooper meltdown.
Trooper meltdown. I'm writing that one down, Jim. He wants to know what the deal is.
Yeah, so basically my passing on of info is, we're aliens. There were bugs that we killed. And that's what we're all here to do, right? At least that's what me and Vera are here to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, Volcano, my E-cannon, loves to let these guys up.
Oh, can I touch
Volcano? Only in the privacy of my bug.
That is creepy.
But think of the beautiful babies Vera and Volcano will make.
You do know that they're not capable of reproducing, right? They're weapons, right? I mean, You know that,
Is
right?
this the first time in Cable's life that they have denied the? How are you going to look Vera in the eye tonight when you're cleaning the belt mechanism? When you're I don't know. I mean, I think Meltdown looks at you like how did I even think I understood Cable? It's like whatever, and he walks away disgusted.
Cable is not sure what the fuck is going on. Really, no idea. Everything way over.
Drake, I think your old platoon mate Cogs so grabs you when you're eating, when you're loading up on protein shakes or whatever you do post mission, and says, "Hey man, what's the deal with this planet? We're gonna drop soon. What are those aliens like?"
The aliens are nasty, and they hit you like, like take a look. Like stuff doesn't heal. It will take us like a week or two for it to heal. I think there's gonna be a bombardment because it's a waste of troops to send down there.
You think the old man is gonna save troops and like the planetary bombardment is like a lot of shit. Like we're gonna need to get resupplied before we can do that again.
Man, we got the POI and it was hot. I'm not really sure what happened with 229. Man, it's above my pay grade, but whatever happened there, the old man was really happy to receive this memory core from the ship crashed on the planet. Oh yeah, there was a ship crashed on the planet. So
wow. He's like, this is the most he's ever heard from a scout. Basically, this is, and obviously when he starts to spread these rumors, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes the truth gets out before the mission. So yeah, I'll get you a beer later, man. That's cool. I think I can transfer into F Company. Sounds like you've got your shit together.
Yeah, sure. If you want, I will ask the captains. We have some openings. Some of the troopers didn't make it to get through, so I'm pretty sure I can get you reassigned.
Okay, awesome. And then I think for BD, it's going to be like up a step. There is a Captain Jameson in D Company, so in your battalion, but a peer, and she is, I think, a veteran. She probably should be much higher up in rank, but the rumor is that she has refused promotion. Some rumors are that she tanked the review board meeting that would rubber stamp her promotion, but there's conflicting rumors, as is everything in the brigade, right? So yeah, she I think she slides over a tiramisu. She knows you have maybe she thinks you like them, but she doesn't know that you push them out to your people as rewards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, BD,
Captain.
You're both captains, right? There's a, or is BD ignore the kind of tradition and go with you always address the rank, right?
Always address the rank.
Okay.
I am like she's trying to be all informal on me, and I am not gonna okay. I'm not letting that slide like without without making her work for it.
Okay, yeah. So I guess she pulls herself up short when she kind of hears you say captain, because then it's like, oh, new cap, and you can kind of see the cogs working, right? She's thinking, oh, he just got promoted, so he's learned the ropes, or that's the assumption she's making, right? Yeah, Captain. Well, congrats on the promotion. I guess I was surprised that the Brigadier tapped you for this scouting mission. That's quite an honor. Um, you know, ever since Sousa got demoted back to, staff sergeant, I've been wondering what the repercussions for the scouting units have been. Maybe you're the new it, or maybe he's going to spread it around.
I am sure that I would not begin to presume what the Brigadier has in mind, either strategically or tactically. He's going to deploy resources to where they can most effectively be used, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be the Brigadier now, would he?
Obviously. So in order to help me deploy my resources as would benefit the brigade most, any kind of heads up you want to give me on what kind of missions we're going to be pulling on this planet?
I kind of like make a little bit of a face, and I say, well, the Brigadier's going to let us know what that is. I'm sure you know that because of the nature of the mission, we debriefed him personally. So you, of course, understand that I can't talk about that.
So I think like halfway through your opening sentence,
yeah,
she knows where this is going.
Yeah,
and she breaks the foil on the tiramisu and starts eating it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of nods.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Through that explanation, and she says, "Oh well, thanks."
But if you would like, I will put in a word for you so that your squad can be in proximity to ours on our next drop, and perhaps you might be able to pick up some pointers.
Company, Captain. I command a company.
Oh, sorry. That's the player, not.
Yeah,
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. To make sure that our companies are dropped in proximity. So.
Well, we're in the same battalion, so that usually happens, right?
Mm-hmm. And anything else, Captain?
No, just good work, right? That's you came back on time, ahead of schedule, I might say. So you're doing something right.
I serve at the pleasure of. I serve the pleasure and glory of Terra.
I think you get a hoo-ah out of her, right? That's Yep. Okay. So, anyone else have a scene they want to pull with anyone or with each other? Okay. So yeah, we do. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I haven't gotten any tiramisu.
When you see this, Captain Jameson walks past you and dumps an empty container with a spoon right in front of you. She doesn't seem particularly happy, right?
What's fun?
I mean, you could fish in there, right? And I mean, there's some vestiges of tiramisu still clinging to the plastic cup, right?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so
no one sees people cry.
So yeah, I think everyone gets put on lockdown a couple of hours later. So there's no one is flying a mission, and you can kind of.
I'm curious. What can we give Drake a moment to say what he's doing to his post mission routine or whatever is?
Oh, sorry, Pavel. I thought I saw you shake your head when I asked if you wanted a scene.
Oh, we're good. Cool.
Oh,
okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I missed that as a player.
Cool. So yeah, I think everyone goes into lockdown, and you can. This is probably not something you have done in anything but a simulator, which is you can feel the kind of ship rotate and its weapon systems come online, and there's like a buzz from your crash couches, and you can kind of feel the rocking, the reverberations just go through that ship as it just pummels this planet for pretty much a full rotation, right? So it's like 17 hours of hits, and it just takes a slice of the planet, every hour. And yeah, I mean, obviously you're still floating in orbit, so it can't possibly be that the ship feels lighter, but it feels lighter. Okay, so yeah, let's wrap there. We should the mission, and we can do some post bookkeeping, which is it's the end of a sector, so we can do that. Okay, so whoever gets most kills on the planet, no prizes for guessing, gets an advance. That is a point into either fighting ability or non-fighting ability.
I put it in NFA.
And then that opens up a slot for a strength or weakness, whatever you have less of.
It's a weakness in my case.
Okay. Okay. And then Christine and Pavel roll off. So you roll a d10, and whoever gets the highest result gets the other advance. I think a 9 is good enough, Christine. No, it's not. Okay. So yeah, you get the same, Pavel, for Drake. You get to increase fighting ability or non-fighting ability, and then you open up another slot for strength, I guess. Okay, and then we go to the development role. So, so the free development first. Everyone gets to improve one weapon at one range by one step. So if it's for example, the shotgun is D6 at near range, you can up that to a D10. You can up a D10 to 2D6, or 2D6 to 2D10, or 2D10 to 3D10. If there's a dash in the range, it can't be improved. If there's a 0, it can go to 1, and then 1 goes to D6. So you can get that for free on anything. If there's an asterisk, this doesn't apply to Drake. If there's an asterisk beside the weapon at that range, it's had an improvement or 2 if there's 2 asterisks, and 2 improvements is the most that can be done. So is Vera all tapped out, Christine? I think nearly. Yeah. Okay.
So let's take the automatic shotgun, for example. It's D10 on close, D6 on near.
Yeah.
If I improve it, I improve only one range or both?
Yeah, only one range, yeah.
So D10 becomes what?
2D6.
Okay. So we sort of almost all of us start at the same range in most encounters.
Yeah, in all encounters, you will all of the PCs will start at the same range, and it's just whoever gets to decide that is depending on who rolls highest, basically. But then, as the encounter develops, you can move out to a particular range that suits you more. After this free one, you'll get a roll on NFA to improve or acquire another weapon. So you could improve your machine gun as well if you roll successfully, or get a rocket launcher or something like that if you wanted to.
So machine gun on near 2D6 becomes 2D10?
Yeah.
Which weapon do I want to Start improving automatic shotgun. It makes sense to start improving automatic shotgun because 2d10 is like maximum, or can it go even higher?
So yeah, it can go 2 slots. So at close range, it can go from D10 to 2d6, and then from 2d6 to 2d10, and that's maxed out for that weapon.
Yeah, I'm just curious if I would improve heavy machine gun. It starts at 2d6, it will go to 2d10, and then
it'll go to 3d10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I always like the heavy machine gun, and I will leave a star on asterisk. Cool, done.
Okay. And Jim, are you looking at your power claw? Are you?
Yes. So I bumped my power claw by 1 already. I did that as my free thing. Oh no, I didn't. I did not do that. I bumped my sidearm to 2d6 on near as my free, which will max me out on that. And I am going to roll an FA to see if I can get us some artillery. We're kind of useless at long range, and I think a rocket pod would really help the squad. So I'm going to see if I can get myself a rocket pod here.
So everyone gets to roll NFA to see if they get a second development, basically.
Let's see what we got here. Nope, didn't get it. I bumped it to 7, but it was not enough. So my requisition request for a rocket pod was turned down.
Yeah. But Drake got a success. So yeah, you get to make either another improvement, just like the one you did, but to a different weapon, or to request a new weapon entirely. Just to, I mean, it's probably not so important, but your hand-to-hand is also a weapon that you can improve, and at the moment it's at 1 at close range. You could improve that to D6, which is like, I don't know, either you just being better, or groovy attachments to your power gloves or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know the list of weapons.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess the question is there a style of weapon you want to go for, or so let's see. Let's
not dive in there. I will just throw improvement to automatic shotgun on close range.
Okay.
It will be 2d6 and
the kind of almost polar opposite of the shotgun is like the rocket pod, which Jim just mentioned. It starts at 2d10 damage at far, and does 0 at near and cannot be used at close. But that means if you improve the 2 steps, it would be D100 kills at far. So that's kind of.
By the way, earlier I didn't took a flamethrower. What are the stats for a flamethrower?
Sorry. Let me.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, it is. 2d6.
It's a pile of kills at close range.
Yeah, 2d6 at close and 1 at near and nothing at far.
Okay.
I mean, the shotgun and the flame gun are relatively similar. I mean, they're just like 1 step out of each other. The rocket pod is kind of polar opposites. Okay. And that is that. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it there, and I'll stop broadcasting, and we could do a quick debrief.